Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am John Kurtz. Please click subscribe if you have not. This is a college football channel. We talk college football every single day. Right now, that means conference realignment every single day. Like and comment on the video, too. I would really appreciate it. Part two of my conversation with Max Olson of The Athletic coming up here. More of a broad, big picture point of view with a guy who is as connected to the Big 12 as anybody out there right now and doing great reporting and great work. What happened during Bowlesby's meeting with the Pac-12 commissioner? How optimistic should the Big 12 be about something there? And does the Pac-12 want to be on offense or defense as it relates to conference realignment? We covered all of that ground, and here's the conversation. How would you characterize just what the mood is among the 8 teams that are remaining here in the Big 12 right now?
There's just kind of a unique tension that comes with this process right now where, as has been the case ever since Oklahoma and Texas revealed their move, there is, wanting to be good partners and working together and exploring all these options for keeping the 8 schools together and the future of the Big 12. And at the same time, you've got, I'm sure ADs and presidents are making lots of calls and trying to talk to other schools and other leagues and figuring out what's out there, what are our backup plans. And so you take that kind of hustle to try and figure that out, combined with the fact that this is just not going to happen very fast, as many are saying. And so it's difficult, as your listeners know well, it's just difficult kind of living in this uncertainty. And are we just not going to have some kind of straight answers on this stuff for a few years?
Well, I'm glad you said that. I was going to play this clip for you. We had Gene Taylor on yesterday, and this is what he had to say, basically stating that he would be shocked if anything were to happen in the next year.
Nothing's going to happen this year. I'd be shocked. Obviously, I don't think, again, when, I do have friends in other leagues, and when I talk to those ADs that I'm close with, I'm hearing they're not doing anything.
So are you on board then with that line of thinking, that he is correct in saying that?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, with all this stuff, it's kind of never say never, but I think that the fact that there's not one of these Power 5 leagues, they don't have a TV deal up next year or anything, which means there's just not, there's urgency for sure, because there's definitely a concern about, what is the SEC doing? What do we need to, how proactive do we need to be? And what kind of options and moves do we need to be considering right now? But yeah, I think that, as we've seen, there's not really been an immediate response from these other Power 5 leagues to go, poach members of the Big 12. And, will they change their mind at some point and feel that these schools do add value, whatever value means, and, make some moves? It's possible, but I think we're all kind of sitting here waiting for somebody to knock over a domino, and then this thing gets rolling. And I think right now it's unclear, like, the Bowlesby-Klivkoff meeting, like, that's a good start, but it doesn't mean something's happening here anytime soon. And I think that there's just going to be a lot of meetings this fall and a lot of discussions and everyone kind of trying to explore all their options. But yeah, I think I don't think there's something coming right around the corner here.
Max Olson from The Athletic talking with us right now. You brought that up, but there's the 6-hour first date, right, basically between the Big 12 and the Pac-12. What do you feel like would be the most likely outcome out of that? Best you can tell. I know that's really an impossibility to answer that question fully, but what do you get a feeling for would be the most likely outcome there?
Yeah, that's where we're kind of getting into a tricky part of this, is where you kind of have to, and that's why we put out the story yesterday, is you kind of have to try and feel out both sides on that, because one side can come away feeling really optimistic, like, yeah, that went well, we could be good partners and all that, and the other side may be scheming on something else. And so, I think that's where it's kind of hard to get a read on the Pac-12, because, George Klivkoff is new in this role as of July 1, and he is kind of an outsider here. He didn't come up from, being an AD like a lot of these commissioners do, and he kind of is outside of his industry. And so, I think there's a sense that he is very forward-thinking and aggressive and bold and all that, but, what does that actually look like to the Pac-12? What can he actually sell his membership on? And I think on the Big 12 side, there's some optimism that this went well. Good first meeting. Good, possibility that there could be, sort of a beneficial partnership there in some way. But I think the Pac-12 is certainly sitting on more options right now. And do they turn around and talk to the Big 10 or ACC or try and partner up with those kind of leagues? I think the Pac-12 is in a good position right now, and again, not really feeling an urgency to go make something happen right now.
The the idea has been floated out there of the Big Ten trying to poach USC and maybe a group, Oregon, Washington, Colorado, whoever it might be that would go along with them. Do you get the sense that there is much to that right now?
I mean, I think the Pac-12 is definitely like aware you got to hold on to your anchor of your conference, which is USC, and you have to, learn from what the Big 12 is going through right now. And I think the new commissioner does have a sense of taking over this job that you have to keep the Trojans happy. And in the past, they've threatened to go independent or whatever. Like you have to be mindful of what's their preference and that it's more than just, getting all the membership on board, but definitely them. And so that's why I think there's kind of some convenience in Bowles v. Kliavkoff, meeting and trying to explore some options because, on the Pac-12 side, would you rather play offense or defense? I think it's going to be, I think if you can do things to stabilize your conference and make your members a lot more money, then you're going to explore that because that keeps everybody together, as we've seen, in what the Big 12 is having to work through right now.
I greatly appreciate Max Olson for giving me some time. That clip came from my daily radio show. You can find it on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or Spotify. Just search The Game, KMAN. You can also find me on Twitter at JL Kurtz. If you want up-to-the-minute updates on what's going on, please do give me a follow on Twitter as well. Thank you to each and every one of you who do subscribe and watch the videos. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon.